Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Haribo Nitai Gaura Haribo Umatyanatimirandasya Jnananjanashilakaya Chakshannagamenna Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanyamanopistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakatamahyam Tadandi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapatakamallam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanidam Tam Sajivam Satvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishadadi Namamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namaste Taptaka Anjana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhana Sudhe Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarupesha Kripa Sindhupe Evaja Paditana Pavanevya Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bodhile Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Vinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Vishtarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Vibhuti Yoga, the opulence of the absolute. Okay, so among these pictures you can see, who all can you see in the whole picture? Can you all unmute and see? Say. Yes.
Lord Vishnu, Narada, Shiva, Brahma, Lion.
Even Ramji is there.
Yes. Indra. You can see Aira with an Indra. Lord Shiva, Brahma. Who else?
Kartikeya is there.
Yes, Kartikeyan, Narad Muni. Then who's this? A small boy.
Krishna is
Krishna is there. Prahlad Maharaj, very good. Yes, Dev. Yeah, so all the demigods, okay, all of them are there, and in the middle, yes, this. So all of them are there, okay. Now in this chapter, Krishna is going to say about his opulence, okay. That is, Aham Adirhi Devanam. All the demigods have arisen from the Lord. Narayana Brahmo Jayade, Narayana Rudro Jayade. Just I was listening to Prabhupada's lecture. He says, when we say that there's a lotus stem came from the navel of Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and in that lotus, the Brahma was born. Non-devotees can't believe it. The atheist class of people is like, from an abdomen can a lotus grow? I mean, the lotus is seen in the muddy place in the water, but how come it comes from the navel of the Lord? And they think it's a myth. I mean, it's fake. No, it's the truth. It's not just stories. It's the truth because it's said in the Shastras. It is said in the Shastras. So Prabhupada says, I can be wrong, but Shastra can never be wrong because it's written by the Lord himself, right? So yes, you can see all the sources. Now in this chapter, Krishna is going to say about his opulences. Like Why Krishna is not self-boasting himself or self-advertising himself that he is so great. No, Krishna is trying to prove the others, and Arjuna is trying to prove others, because this chapter leads to the next chapter. Tomorrow we'll see the universal form of the Lord, Vishwarupa. Like in that Vishwarupa, today is just the theory of Vishwarup, tomorrow is the practical Vishwarup Krishna is going to demonstrate. Why? There are few reasons why Krishna demonstrated the Vishwarup. One is to prove others that he is the Supreme Lord, because others, the atheist class of people, the non-devotees, they think that Krishna is just an ordinary person. No. And to prove that he is the source of all the demigods and all that. And Arjuna knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, but to prove others. And in Kali Yuga, and as the Yuga progress, many will come and say he is God, to set a standard criteria, because only God can show the Vishwarup. Okay, so nobody else can show the Vishwarup. So that is also one reason. And Arjuna asked for it. Arjuna said, I want to see that form. Okay, so today we'll just have a quick recap. So put in the chat, what are the 4 things we are supposed to offer to Krishna? 9th chapter, 26 sloka, Krishna says. Just a quick recap. Did you all forget? Krishna says the 4 things to be offered, right? What are they? Krishna specifically mentions 4 things. Yes, very good. Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, and Toyam. Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam. Yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam asnami prayadatmanaha. Krishna says, if you offer a leaf, flower, fruit, or water with love and devotion, Toyam is water. Toyam is water. So he will accept, he says. Okay, so Krishna will accept. These are the 4 things we are supposed to offer. So can someone raise your digital hand who all have offered at least one of these things in your life, or are you still offering? Okay, maybe not all the 4, but some will be offering all the 4. Oh, very nice. I have so many nice devotees in the class. Okay, great. Okay, so Krishna says any one of these or all the 4 or whatever it is you feel. Tomorrow is Ekadashi, by the way. So I'll talk a little bit about Ekadashi. Just remind me towards the end, okay? Why Ekadashi is so special, why we should not consume grains on Ekadashi, and why is it special to take Ekadashi. Okay, just remind me, someone, co-host, someone. Name vidu suragana prabhavam nama harshayah aham adirhi devana maharshinam cha sarvashah. Neither the hosts of the demigods nor the great sages know my origin or the opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and sages. Krishna is the source of the demigods. He says aham adirhi devanam. Right? What's the proof for that? See, when Devaki Mata was conceived with Krishna. I mean, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody can have him in his womb. But still, Devaki Mata asked that he prayed, and Vasudeva prayed that they wanted a child like Krishna. Krishna said, nobody is like me, because in the 7th chapter, 7th slokas, he says, Matta paradaram naniyat kinjidasti dhananjaya. There's no one equal to me, no one superior to me. So nobody is equal to Krishna. So Krishna thought, let me himself. He himself came as their son in 3 lifetimes. First, he came as Krishni Garban for Prishni and Sutapa. Then second, he came as Vamanadev for Kashyapa, Naditi. And then he came as Krishna for Vasudev and Devaki. Okay. Okay. So at that time, when Krishna appeared in the heart of Vasudev, he got transferred to the heart of Devaki, and then he appeared outside in the Chaturbhuja form, Changu Chakra Gadavatma. But he came as a baby form immediately after that. So to see that baby form, all the demigods came. You can see Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, all of them, Narad Muni, all of them came because he's the source. You can see he's the source of all the demigods. And we know all these things are created by men, right? All the gadgets and everything. But how many of you, raise your digital hands, keep getting notification to upgrade your apps in your phone or whatever it is? Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. I mean, how many? So many times. All of us have got, right? Why? Why? Because what we create have defects. We have defects. We have 4 defects. What are the 4 defects we have? Did I mention that? The 4 defects. Unmute. What are the 4 defects man have?
Cheating propensity.
Cheating others. Yes. Then what about our senses? Is it perfect?
No Mataji.
It's defective senses. Then what about mistakes? Do we commit mistakes? Yes, right?
Yes, Mataji.
So we commit mistakes. So these are the 4 defects we have. That is, we have the propensity to cheat others. We tend to commit mistakes. We have defective senses. Our senses are not perfect. Like, we can't, to see a microorganism, we need a microscope. I mean, our senses are defective, and we are illusioned. We are in Maya. We get some optical illusions. We get illusions. So these are the 4 defects all of us have in different grades. So we have defective senses, we get illusioned, we commit mistakes. To err is human. We commit mistake, we should learn from it and never repeat the mistake, right? And we have a propensity to cheat others. So we commit mistakes and we have defective senses. With this defective senses, we make all these gadgets, and it need to be upgraded because it's not complete. But just see around us, see the nature, how beautifully Lord have created the nature. Right? Yeah, we have imperfection. But did you ever try to appreciate the beauty of a peacock feather? I mean, how beautifully Krishna have put a lot of different colors, and it's so beautiful, no? The dark blue and the green and mixed. And when the peacock dances, I mean, how beautiful it looks. And does anyone have to upgrade a peacock feather? No, nothing to be upgraded on it because it's perfect. Krishna is perfect. The person who created that is perfect, because Isha Upanishad says, Om Purnamita Mada Purnamitam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Krishna is complete, Purna. Whatever Krishna creates is also complete, Purna. And even after something is created from Krishna, still Krishna remains complete. In this material world, you take something from apart from some apple or something, then there's some defect in it, like 2 minus 1 is 1. But in spiritual world, it's not like that. How much ever you take from Krishna creates things, still he remains complete. So yes, we have to agree that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Forget about all that. What about human beings? What about the brain which we have? Or just imagine a baby being born in the mother's womb. How he is getting nourished for this 9 months? How is all these parts getting formed? And who takes care of this baby? I mean, what is actually the technology happening there? Even the medical science cannot understand how this development is completely, it's completely dependent on Krishna, right? Completely dependent on God. So how can people say that God doesn't exist? I mean, just look around us. Now we know how we ourselves were in our mother's womb and how we were nourished by the Lord. Because of different karma, different things happen to all of us. But then still, the Lord takes care. So Lord Krishna is the source of everything. That's what he's trying to prove in this chapter. Yomam ajam anadim cha veti loka maheshwaram asammuda samarteshu sarva pape pramuchyate. He who knows me as the unborn. Krishna is Aja. Aja means unborn. Why? Because see, just now we had a Janmashtami. It's not the birthday of Krishna. It's the appearance of the Lord. Sun. Do you say the sun died? I mean, now it's like 7:15, 7:20. Do you say the sun died? No, the sun disappeared. I mean, it sets and again it appears tomorrow, right? Morning. So do you say the sun is dead? No, it's night in India. Might be it's morning in America. The sun is still there. Only thing is our vision. It's covering our vision. We are not able to see, right? Similarly, the Lord is always there. He appears. Okay, he descends from the spiritual world to the material world. He's not born like us. Okay, and he's beginless, and is the supreme Lord of all the world. He only, undeluded among men, is freed from all sins. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind, engage in unallowed devotional service. Of this, there is no doubt. Why is Krishna stressing in this point? So that we all worship him. We all do devotional service. Okay, so some type of devotional service which we already learned is chanting the holy name Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, and studying Bhagavad Gita. All this comes as devotional service. Okay, unless you're convinced about the power of the Lord, you won't be able to worship him completely. So from here starts the Chatu Sloka, the important, very, very important 4 slokas of Bhagavad Gita. Try to understand the meaning of these slokas. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva pachante mam huda bhava samanvitaha. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Krishna says he is the source of everything, right? Both spiritual and material world. Matta sarvam pravartate. Everything emanates from him. The matva bhajante mam. Just knowing Krishna is great is not enough. You need to do bhajan, that is, you to do devotional service to him. Buddha Baba Samanira, you feel so much of happiness. So Prabhupada says, we all know God is great, but we don't know how great he is, right? We won't be able to understand the Lord completely because he's achintya, he's inconceivable according to our capacity. So Krishna says he is the source of all spiritual and material world. Everything emanates from him. And the wise who perfectly know this engage in his devotional service and worship him with all their hearts. Okay, so Krishna is God, we agree, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, right, who came 500 years ago, and he also showed the universal form. You can see in this picture, Advaita Acharya saw the universal form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's only no Vamana avatar or Varahadev or Narasimhadev could not show the universal form. Even Lord Ram could not show universal form. It's only Krishna because he's avatari. Ekala Ishvara Krishnara Samvritya. So he is the Ishvara. So that's one sloka. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartade idi matva bhajante mam Buddha Baba Samanira. So that's our relationship with the Lord, the sambandha, that we know that Krishna is the source of everything. And once we know that, we should do devotion service. The second is how to do it. What does pure devotees do? Machitta matkada prana bodhayanda parasparam kadayantascha mam nityam tushyanticha ramanticha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Okay. Okay, you can put in the chat, who is that boy who, I think I shared the story, who is goes to the Gurukul, but during his break time, he calls all his friends and start talking about Krishna. Who's that boy who goes into that Gurukul and do that? He's also doing this. He just talk about the Lord and feel happy. Pure devotees are like that. They always say Krishna Katha. Yeah, Prahlad Maharaj. Yes. Ishan Prabhu. So Prahlad Maharaj was 5-year-old. He went to the Rakshasa Gurukul, and when Skanda and Amarka, Shukracharya's sons, when they used to give a break for them, Prahlad calls all his friends and talks about the Lord, talks about his pastimes, and feels so happy. So that's what even Srila Prabhupada used to do, call all devotees and talk about Krishna, because that's what they feel, so much bliss talking about him. You can watch a movie like some 10 times, but after that you get bored. But then you can hear every Janmashtami, you can hear how Krishna appeared, how he was transferred from Vasudeva, from Mathura to Gokul, and all that stories. Again and again, you feel like hearing, because it's Navayavanam. So that's what this is, Prahlad Maharaj stories. So who is Prahlad's mother? Who's Prahlad's father and mother?
Mataji father is Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu's father. Mother. Who's the mother? Kayadu. Okay. Yeah. So Hiranyakashipu is the father. Yes, Kayadu is the mother. So Varahadev appeared and killed Hiranyakashipu's brother Hiranyaksha. So Hiranyakashipu was so angry on Vishnu. Okay, and he went to Lord Brahma to meditate, so that he gets a boon to kill means Vishnu. So Hiranyakashipu went for meditation. At that time, before that, Kayadu was pregnant. So all the demigods, they thought that because Hiranyakashipu, if he gets the boon and come back, he's going to conquer all the world. And they thought, since Hiranyakashipu is a demon, the demon son is definitely going to be a demon. So they wanted to kill the baby in the womb. So they kidnapped Kayadu. And then when they were dragging her, Narad Muni reached there and stopped them. He's like, no, don't take her, because in her womb, a pure devotee is going to come. He's a Mahajan. Kayadu, Prahlad is a Mahajan. So leave Kayadu, she's innocent. So Narad Muni took her to Vrindavan, his ashram, and then took care of her. Okay, and what does he do? She used to do some kind of service there, and he used to talk about the Lord, so much so that even if she sleeps, the baby inside the womb was listening. That's why it said the 8th month, 9th month of pregnant ladies should hear Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, because the consciousness of the child is developing, right? So we have a good, better generations coming up. So he inside the womb, Prahlad was hearing, and so Narad Muni became his guru. And when he was going to the Gurukul at the age of 5, he used to call all his friends and talk about Krishna consciousness. But then Hiranyakashipu was so angry, because he is the enemy of Vishnu, and he wanted his son also to become the enemy. But then Prahlad was a pure devotee of the Lord, and he used to chant always, but Hiranyakashipu could not My internet is unstable or yours? I think
No,
mine.
Mataji, you're clear.
Yeah, Rakshita Mataji, check from your side. Might be internet issue with you. Okay, so what happened here? Hiranyakashipu tortured him so many ways because he could not stand his own son doing it. The same thing happened with Kamsa, right? Kamsa could not stand the fact that the eighth son of Devaki is going to kill him. So he tried to kill his own sister. See what's happening. That's how the demons are. To protect themselves, they will even kill their own son. So Hiranyakashipu called who? Who is this person? Put in the chat. Where Prahlad was made to sit in her lap. But then nothing happened to Prahlad. And then he was put in a cage where all the demons with weapons tried to hit him. And he was pushed from a cliff. Nothing happened to Prahlad. He was pushed under a mad elephant. Nothing happened. He was pushed in boiling oil. Still nothing happened. And even snakes could not touch him. Yes, Holika. So he was made to sit in the lap of Holika. But what happened to Holika? She got burned, but Prahlad was saved. After all these things, Prahlad was saved because Krishna says, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotees never perish. Right? Krishna takes care of the devotees. And Hiranyakashipu was like, who is this? But then Lord had to appear in Narasimha form, right? Because of the 5 boon which he got from Brahma. Prahlad Maharaj glorifies Lord Vishnu in the Rakshasa Gurukul. And then Lord had to appear because why he appeared in this form? Because the boon which Brahma gave, that he will not be killed by a man or an animal. So he came as half man, half lion. That is Narahari. And then he should not be killed with any weapon. So he killed with his nails. He should not be killed in the air or earth, sky or earth. So he was killed in the lap. And he should not be killed on the day or night, on the dusk or in the evening. He was killed not inside the house, outside the house, on the corridor. To see all these 5 things, and then the Lord took him. So just a pastime. So in a very young age, Bhakta Prahlad was appointed as a king. So that's the glory of a devotee. He's a Mahajan. There are 12 Mahajans. He is one of them. So at young age itself, if children have to start Krishna consciousness, then at least in the womb, at least the mother should be doing devotional things. Okay, and Prabhupada says they are not normal children, they are Vaikuntha children, Prabhupada says, because at the young age to start devotional service, it's not easy and it's not normal. So definitely they're carrying from their previous life. Okay, so that's the second sloka, which says the devotees, they talk about the Lord. That's the process. And next two slokas talks about the prayojan, the goal of doing devotional service. Tesham satati yuktanam vachatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So Krishna will give you the intelligence, buddhi yoga. Like you feel like, oh, I can't study these slokas, I don't know all these things. No, as you do devotional service, as you start chanting, Krishna is in your heart as Paramatma, right? He's listening. He knows. When you become serious in spiritual life, Krishna from within will start helping you. He's a Straitya Guru in all of us. So he'll give the buddhi yoga. It says, constantly devoted and serve the Lord, he gives the understanding by which you can go back to him. So Krishna will definitely help. So with the GPS, we can reach our home correctly, but then with this chanting beads, we can reach home back to Godhead. Now, Prabhupada released a magazine called Back to Godhead. That means this material world is dukkhalaya shashvatam. It's temporary and full of dukkha. All of you would have experienced some kind of distress, always keep happening, anxiety. But then we don't belong here. We need to go back to get moksha, liberation, and go back. And that back to Godhead, the ticket to back to Godhead is your japa beads. So if you don't have, please order it and start chanting, right? Chanting. So that's very important. In 1 round chanting should be done when you complete level 1 so that you can go to the level 2. And the last slokas of Chatusloka says how Krishna destroyed the darkness within us. Tesham evanu kampartam aham ajnanajam tamaha nashyami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashvadaha. To show them special mercy, I dwelling in their hearts, destroy with shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So there will be ignorance in us, because we are all born like that. But then Lord with the shining torch of knowledge, that knowledge is nothing but the Bhagavad Gita which we have, because that's full of transcendental knowledge, Bhagavad Gita. And he will give us, he will guide us correctly to the spiritual path. So after listening to these 4 slokas told by Krishna, Arjuna is convinced. He's already convinced, but now Arjuna is like 10% convinced that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I request all of you to understand these 4 slokas. Try to memorize it. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate idi matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita macchitta matkata prana bodhayanda parasparam kadayandascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha tesham sadayuktanam bhajadam preeti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te tesham evanukampartam ajnanajam tamaha nashyami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashvata. So Krishna says that he is the source of everything. And once we know that, we have to do devotional service. And once we do devotional service, we need to talk about him. We need to associate with devotees, and we need to get that goal. What is that goal? That Krishna, with the shining torch of knowledge, destroy the darkness in us. Okay. So anybody know what is the ABCD of devotional life or spiritual life? These ABCD we should do every day. A stands for, yes, Urmila Mataji.
Shravanam, Kirtan, Smaran.
That is types of devotional service. A is for association. Very good. A for association. B for, yeah, I put in the chat. B for books. Books like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So A, association. Association means you need to do sadhu sangha, associate with devotees. Yes. And B for books. C for chanting. Very good, Urmila. Chanting. We should chant every day. Then D for diet. Devotional service, yes, this all comes under devotional service. D for diet. Diet, like you offer a flower or a fruit to Krishna and take it as Krishna Prasad and have it like that. So if you associate daily with devotees, we are associating every day. Associate with devotees. B, start reading books like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. C, chant every day and take some Krishna Prasad. Your spiritual life will progress. Yeah, dedication. Should have dedication for all these things. And after knowing these 4 slokas, Arjuna is convinced about Krishna. Arjuna uvaja param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adi devamajam vibhu. So Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the ultimate abode. Param Brahman, Param Dhamam. Right? You are the Param Brahman. You are the Supreme Lord. And Param Dhamam, you are the Supreme Abode. Pavitram, you are pure. That's why it is said, even during the periods or the monthly periods of Mataji's females, you can still chant, because it's not your thing. Material contamination doesn't affect Krishna. A diamond is always diamond. You throw it in a muddy water, still it's a diamond. Similar, Lord's name is Chintamani, Nama Chintamani. The Lord name, and Krishna is not different from his name. So Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar, he has appeared in his holy name in Kali Yuga. So even if so much of material contamination is there, still you can chant the holy name, because the material contamination cannot touch it. That's why even devotees go to the bathroom, they chant. I mean, they don't take the beads there. You can't take the beads to the bathroom, it's offense. You can't take Bhagavad Gita to the bathroom, it's offense. You can't take prasad to the bathroom, but you have your tongue, you can take the holy name, because it is said that there's no rules and regulations for chanting. So Krishna is pure, pavitram. Paramam, he is the absolute truth. Bhavan. Purusham, he is a person, he is original, and is a transcendental original person. So sometimes they say God is love, God is light. God is a person, he is Purusham. He has feelings, he has desires, you can have a relationship with him. And he's not a person like us, but he's unborn, Ajam, okay, and greatest. And all the great sages like Narada, Ashita, Devala, Vyasa have confirmed this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to be. Krishna already declared now, and all the devotees are also confirming it. So what else proof we need? When we have to talk something, we need to talk based on 3 things: Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Shastra should say, support your evidence. Like even the court, you give evidence, the law points and all, you give evidence. So you need an evidence to prove that Krishna is a supreme. That's the Shastras. Then your Guru says he is Lord, and Sadhus means great devotees also agreed. Sarvam etadritam manye yanmam vadasi keshava nahi te bhagavan vyaktim vidur devanadhanava. Why Krishna is called Keshava? Let's put in the chat. It's called Keshava. Oh Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons or Lord can understand you personally. So nobody can understand the Lord completely. Yeah, he killed the Keshi demon. Okay, Keshava is Keshi demon. He's also called Keshi Nishudana, means again, Keshi, like why it's called like that? Like the demons are like the doubts in our heart. So Arjuna had these doubts, so many doubts in his heart, right? Like, should I fight? Should I not? All these doubts are like demons. So Krishna have killed demons like Keshi. He came in a form of a horse, and Krishna with his fist killed him. This called Keshi Ghat near Yamuna in Vrindavan, where Krishna killed the Keshi demon. So Krishna kills the demons. Similarly, Krishna kills the demon like doubts in Arjuna's mind. That's why he's called Keshava here. So nobody is able to understand the Lord completely because he's unlimited. Can you measure the sky? Can you measure the ocean? It's unlimited, right? So that similarly, it's still the ocean has a limit, but still you can't measure the sky. You can't measure the Lord's glories because he's unlimited. It said, Ananta Shesh with 1,000 heads can't stop glorifying the Lord. He's still glorifying with his 1,000 tongue. With one tongue, what will we do? We can't stop glorifying the Lord. Tomorrow we'll see in the universal form how great the Lord is. Kadam vidyam aham yogims tvam shada parichintayan keshu keshu japaveshu chintyo asi bhagavan maya. O Krishna, Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you, and how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? Now, Arjuna wants to remember Krishna in different ways. Okay, he's a person, but what else? What else way can I remember you, Krishna? Because everything is his energy, right? So now Krishna is going to say about all his opulences. Aham atma gudakesha sarva bhudashaya stitaha aham atimscha madhyamcha bhutanam anta evacha. Why Arjuna is called Gudakesha? Anyone knows what is Gudakesha? I'm the super soul, or Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entity. I'm the beginning, the middle, and the end of all being. Arjuna is called Gudakesha. Any idea? Oops. No? Gudakesha means someone who have overcome sleep and ignorance. Okay, sleep and ignorance. That is Arjuna. Because even while sleeping, Arjuna is to chant the Lord's name. Now Krishna is going to say different opulences. It doesn't mean of trees, I am banyan tree. It doesn't mean the banyan tree is Krishna. No, that's his energy. Okay, one of this, Krishna has external energy, internal energy, marginal energy. The external energy is this. Of the trees, I'm banyan tree. Of the sages, I'm the demigod, I'm Narada. Of the Gandharvas, I'm Chitraratha. And among perfect beings, I'm sage Kapila. Here it is said, Yajnanam japa yajnosmi. Maharshinam brigur aham giram asmi ekam aksharam. Yajnanam japa yajnosmi stavaranam himalayah yajnanam japa yajnosmi. Of great sages, I'm Bhrigu. Of vibrations, I'm the transcendental. Of sacrifices, I'm chanting the holy name Japa. And of immobile things, I'm the Himalayas. So Krishna says, Yajnanam japa yajnosmi. Of all chanting yajna in Kali Yuga, he is the japa yajna. Krishna himself says, so when we chant, it's actually, we are calling the Lord. And the Om is also the Lord. Of weapons, he's Thunderbolt. Of a cow, he's Surabhi. Of causes for procreation, he's Kandarpa, the god of love. And serpents, he's Vasuki. So Surabhi cows, the Goloka Vrindavan, where Lord resides, it's full of Surabhi cows. It is said, Chinta Mani Pragara Salmadu Kalpa Vriksha Laksha Vadeshu Surabhir Apipalayandam Lakshmi Sahasra Sada Samrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Brahma Samhita says how the Lord's world is. Chintamani Pragarasalmadu Kalpa Vriksha. There's Chintamani stones, touchstones. The buildings, the palaces are made like that. And Kalpa Vriksha, there's desire tree. In this world, we get mango from mango tree. That's it. But maybe you won't get jackfruit from that. But in spiritual world, you get any fruit from any tree. It's like that. That's called desire tree. And then Lakshavadesha Surabhi Ravipalayam, thousands and lakhs of Surabhi cows full of milk is there. And then Lakshmi Sahasra Sada Sambrama Sevyam, and thousands of Lakshmi Devis are serving the Lord. That's Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That Govinda, Lord Brahma worships. So who are we to deny the Lord? Of the many hooded Nagas, he's Ananda Shesh. And I'm aquatic seed demigod Varuna. Of the departed ancestors, he's Ariman. And among dispensers of law, I'm Yama, the Lord of Death. Yamaraj is also the Lord's energy, or the Lord himself. Prahlad. Among Daitya demons, I'm the devotee Prahlad. Among subduers, I'm Time, Kalosmi. Among beasts, I'm the lion. And among birds, he's Garuda. So these are all different forms of the Lord. We can remember the Lord in these ways also. Of all creation, I'm the beginning, and in the end, and all the middle, O Arjuna. Of all sciences, I'm the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I'm the conclusive truth. Of letters, I'm the letter A, and among compound words, I'm the dual compound, and I'm also inexhaustible time, and of creators, I'm Brahma. So the Lord himself is coming in different forms. I'm all devouring death, and I'm generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. So if any women have all these things, like they are so famous, they have good fortune, money, and they have nice speech and memory, intelligence, it's not their ability. It's actually Krishna who's giving it. It's the Lord who is giving this ability to all of us. Shabdake Paurusham Risham. Of the hymns, he's Samaveda, Brihatsama, and of poetry, he's Gayatri. Of months, he's Margashisha, November, December, and of season, he's flower bearing spring. And he's the gambling of the cheats and splendid. He's a splendor. I'm the victory, and I'm the adventure and the strength of the strong. Of descendant of Vrishni, I'm Vasudeva. And of the Pandavas, he's Arjuna. See, so among the Pandavas, Krishna, because Krishna expands to Radharani, Radharani expands to all the Sakhis, Akshta Sakhis, Lalita, Vishaka, and all that. And this Vishaka Sakhi in Goloka has come down as Arjuna in Dwapar Yuga. And when the Lord came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Kali Yuga, the same Arjuna came as Ramananda Rai. These are all different pastimes of the Lord. But see, that's why Krishna selected Arjuna among Pandavas for this Bhagavad Gita. And many ask, why did he select Yudhishthir, Bhima? Because Krishna is very close to Arjuna, because he's one of his close associates, and it's in himself, he's the expansion. Of the sages, he's Vyasa. Among great thinkers, he's Krishna. So this is all the expansions of the Lord. Among all means of suppressing lawlessness and punishment, and those who seek victory and morality of secret things, I'm silence, and in the wisdom, wise, I'm the wisdom. Okay, and so the Lord completely explains, Yachapi sarva bhutanam bijam tat ahamarjuna natat ashtivina yatsyan maya bhuta characharam. Furthermore, Arjuna, I'm the generating seed of all existence. That means aham bija pratapita bijam tad aham Arjuna. So he is the generating seed of all existence. There is no being, moving or non-moving, that can exist without the Lord. So everything exists with the Lord. Yat yat vibhuti matsatvam shrimat urjitameva va tat tat evava gachatvam mamat tejo amsha sambhavan. Know that all opulence, beautiful and glorious creation springs but a spark of my splendor. So all these beautiful things which we see around us, the nice oceans and hills and valleys and Himalayas, all these wonderful things, the nature, it's just a spark of the Lord's splendor, just a spark. So when Prabhupada sees a nice rose, when he sees something very nice, beautiful, he always compares it with the Lord, because this is relative, the absolutism, the absolute world. Okay, here you can see the Lord licking his feet. Why? Anyone know what's happening here in this picture? What's Krishna trying to do? No idea? At least whom did he show this form to? It comes in 12th kind of Markandeya Rishi. Very nice. Yeah. So that is Vatapatra. Yeah. Licking his toe.
He wanted to see the pralaya.
Yes, Markandeya Rishi wanted to see the pralaya, and the Lord showed this beautiful form. Okay. Yes, you're putting the chat. Okay, so Markandeya Rishi, yes, he wanted to see the pralaya, because when Lord appeared as Naranarayan Rishis in front of the Lord, in front of Markandeya, and he asked, what do you want? And he said, I want to see your Maya, the Maya Shakti. So Lord is like, Maya Shakti? I mean, everyone tried to stay away from it, and you want to see the Maya Shakti? And he said, yes. And suddenly pralaya happened. The whole place was flooded and everything started floating. Even Markandeya Rishi was kind of drowning and floating. And suddenly he saw this beautiful form. Yeah, even children do this. They just playing. I mean, that's what Krishna is acting like a small child here. Okay, so what happened? Suddenly he saw a banyan tree leaf floating in the water. Can a banyan leaf float in the water? And that on that, okay, it can float. But during pralaya, and on top of that, there's a baby, a small baby in that. And Krishna came in that baby form. Okay, and what was he doing? Kararavindera pataravindam mukharavindena viniveshayandam vatasya patrasya pude shayanam balam mukundam manasa smarami What was he doing? With his hand, he was holding his leg and he was putting it in his mouth and licking. And Vattasya Patrasya Pudeshanam, he was lying in a patra or a leaf, and Balam Mukundam, he came as a Bala, Bal Gopal, and then he was lying. And he's licking his own feet. Why? Because every devotees are behind his feet. Every lotus feet of the Lord. I want to touch the feet, and people hold the feet and pray to the Lord. And Krishna is like, is my feet so sweet? I mean, everyone's behind it. Let me also drink the nectar. And he tried to lick his own feet because he's trying to see how sweet it is. And this is a form, beautiful form seen by Markandeya Rishi. The moment he tried to catch hold of that baby disappeared. And again, after some time, the whole pralaya ended and everything was back to normal as Markandeya Rishi was standing in his original place. This is the Maya Shakti of the Lord. We can't imagine. It's above our imagining capacity. So we can see through Shastras. It's called Shastra Chakshus. Tomorrow we'll see how when the Lord shows the universal form, there are different type of Chakshusa or eyes. We have Charma Chakshus. That means we have these blood material eyes. With this, what will we see? We should have this divine eyes. When Arjuna saw the universal form, he could see because of divine eyes. And there is also called Shastra Chakshus, where you see through the Shastras. We can see through our ears. Rukmini didn't see the Lord to get married. She heard about the Lord from the Brahmanas. Then she developed that love to get married to Krishna. That's how she married Rukmini. So hearing also is best. You don't have to see the Lord, but through your ears you can see him by listening to Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. What need is there, Arjuna, for all these detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Ekam Shena Stito Jagat. One amsha, he supports the whole universe. Okay, so Rukmini is not different from the Lord. It's just for pastime. He has to have a pastime, no? So that's why the Lord expanded to different Sakis and Radharani and all that. So these are all different pastimes. Okay, so with single fragment, he pervade and support the entire universe. Just imagine, Krishna is in everyone's heart. Not only human beings, he is in the heart of an ant. He's in the heart of a mosquito. I mean, he's there every living entity. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtam. He's there every layer. Andandarastha paramanu chayandarastha. He's there in every atom. When Narad Muni went to Dwaraka, he saw 16,108 palaces. And Krishna was in every palace. In one palace, he was with Rukmini, one palace with Satyabhama, in one with different queens. And he was surprised to see 16,108 Krishnas. I mean, that's how he can expand. That's the capacity of the Lord. We can't imagine or we can't imitate the Lord. Okay, so you all should stand the Panchatattva mantra. The Panchatattva mantra is very important. It is Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasavi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, so Shri Krishna Chaitanya, who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So please keep chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Why? Iti Shodashikam Namnam Kali Kalmashanashanam. This is the only mantra in Kali Yuga which will save you from birth, death, old age, disease. So please start chanting. Okay, whatever you were doing till now, I can't just stop your whatever mantra you were chanting before. Let that continue. But at the same time, just add Krishna to it, or just have for 10 minutes chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You see how the life is going to change. So please chant 108 times. And what is the importance of chanting the Panchatattva mantra? I mean, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? I mean, who is Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya? Who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? You can unmute up.
Krishna himself.
Krishna
He was avatar of Krishna and Radhaji both.
Krishna and Radharani
itself.
Yeah, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. Very good. Yeah, he is both together. Then, who is Nityananda Prabhu? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Balram.
Yeah, he is Balram. Then, Advaita. Who's Advaita? Any idea? Advaita Gadadhara. Who's Advaita Acharya? He's none other than Krishna, Vishnu and Satashiva. Okay, Vishnu and Satashiva. Okay, then Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara. Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani and Srivas. Srivas is Narad Muni. Okay. So these are the Panchatattva. So you should chant the Panchatattva mantra in order to understand Krishna. So Panchatattva mantra is very important to understand. Yes. So tomorrow is Ekadashi. So Ekadashi is nothing but it's a day on which a tithi, it comes the 11th day of waxing and waning of the moon. Okay, it comes in the 11th day. I had some slides. I'm searching for it. Okay, it comes in this 11th day of waxing and waning of the moon. So what happens here? On that day, what happens? We don't take grains on that day. So it is said that there was an asura, okay, and this asura had to stay somewhere. And those days he stayed in the grains, and then people are not supposed to consume the grains. Okay, and it is whoever takes upavas. Upa means close, and vas means to stay. So they stay close to the Lord by chanting the holy name. So you can have different ways of taking upavas. That is, some people take nirjal, not even taking water. That is one way. Or some take sajal. That means they take water and then fast. And some take safal. You can take only fruits. Some take fruits, roots, milk, and sabudana, something like that. But grains and cereals are avoided on such day. So from tomorrow, that is from sunrise, tomorrow sunrise, till day after tomorrow sunrise. That's 24 hours you take the fast. Okay, so that is Ekadashi. Why did Arjuna win the battle? The 9 reasons. One is Mokshada Ekadashi. It was Mokshada Ekadashi. So devotees of the Lord take Ekadashi because among Tithi, Krishna is Ekadashi. Among books, he is Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Among the sound, he is the holy name. Among the deities, he is the, Archa Vigraha, among that. So there are different ways we say. Among the leaf, he is Tulsi. So similarly, among Tithis, he is Ekadashi. So if you take Ekadashi fast, what happens? Your purification improves, and we are controlling our tongue. We are actually trying to control our senses, and it's very auspicious to take Ekadashi because immediately you get purified, and the chanting will definitely affect. So that is one thing. But the scientific part is, again, there is something called junk DNA in us, that when scientists had to do a research on this, they come to know that junk DNA have nothing to do with our daily activities. Only thing is, when the metabolism happens, a part of junk DNA breaks. And the more it breaks, it is said the lifespan decreases. By taking Ekadashi, your metabolism rate comes down and you don't have anything heavy. There is so much intoxication happening in your body, the liver, everything gets rest those days. And the junk DNA is preserved, and in that way the lifespan increases, or you feel so light and you feel happy on such days. And that's the day where the consciousness should be fixed on the Lord. So however possible, it's up to you to do it, but then it's very glorious to take Ekadashi. And the waxing and waning of the moon, the 11th day, there's high tide. So when the grains are grown, there's so much of water needed. When it's washed, so much water. And when cooking also, you need a lot of water. So it is said that we supposed to avoid the grains. So those who can, please take Ekadashi. And tomorrow, 10 o'clock morning, if you're at home, you can join the sloka recitation. All the 700 slokas will be recited by devotees. You can join that. Okay. Yes. Yeah, any condition, Sharmila Mataji, even a non-devotee who's taking a non-vegetarian, they can also chant. Anybody can chant. That's the what do you say, mercy given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right, that's a mercy coming, because in Kali Yuga everyone has fallen, and Kali Shudra Sambhava. In Kali Yuga everyone is like Shudras, because we don't know anything about devotional service or life, spiritual life. There are people who do, but still it is said like that. So for the fallen conditioned souls in Kali Yuga, Lord came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he gave this mantra to us. So anyhow, anywhere you can chant, no problem. Even if you're taking non-vegetarian, you keep chanting. I told you, Krishna is pavitra, pure. Nothing can make him impure. With that tongue, if you can chant, that's so glorious, right? So once Yamaraj was saying to Yamadudas, bring all those people who doesn't use their tongue to chant the holy name of the Lord. So when you chant the holy name, Yamaraj said to Yamadudas, never go near a person who chant the holy name of the Lord. So definitely Vishnududas will come to us, but not the same. The form of Lord we worship is Krishna form. I think, is this your real name, Krishna? And I also saw someone called a Zoom user. Los, please don't come in such names. Just come in your real name. Why do you do this? Okay. Yeah. So definitely there's someone here like a Zoom bomber. So I'm closing the chat. If you want, you can raise your hand and I can unmute. Okay. So the form of Krishna has to be worshipped. Okay. That is the two-handed form of the Lord. Yes, Asharam. Zoom user, can you please rename yourself and come back, because I won't unmute you unless you rename. I don't want to. Yeah. Yes, Mataji, Ashama.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Mataji, there are 2-3 small questions from sloka 35 and 37. Mataji, one thing is, while describing his opulences, Krishna has identified himself with several things. One is Samveda. It's also 22nd also.
Yes.
And in 35 itself, under Samveda, there is some
Brihat Sama.
Some hymn. And also amongst the months, Margshirsha.
Yes.
So what is so special about these things, Mataji? Samveda and this hymn and this month.
Yeah, this month, the Margashisha month is November, December month. It is said that it is the spring month, and that's the Lord definitely likes that month. And this Kartik month also come near to that October, November. That's a special month called Damodar month in Vrindavan. There is spring season. There's a lot of flowers and people decorate the Lord with a lot of flowers. Okay, so the Lord says, I am that month. This is just his opulences, Prabhu. It's not like Krishna is that month. No, but among the months, he is like that, like Purushottam month. He is the Lord is Purushottam month. But in the purport, Prabhupada writes that he is all the Vedas, Samaveda, Yajurveda, Dharma, and Atharva, and Rig Veda. Everything he mentions there. Okay, so this is the opulence, the energy of the Lord. That's it. And on such days that those month, Margashisha month, the Lord is decorated with so much flowers and so much worship happens on that month. And whoever worships more on this Kartik month gets a lot of benefit. So that's why.
And also, Mataji, in sloka 37, Vrishni described as ancestor of Krishna. Vrishni, VRSNI.
Vrishni. Descendant of, he's descendants of Vrishni.
Descendants, yes. So there is it is not described in neither in purport nor in who is Vrishni.
No, this is coming from the Vrishni Kula. That's a Lord comes in the Vrishni dynasty, and he is Vasudeva in that Vrishni dynasty. It's just the dynasty comes, no? The Yadukula and the dynasty is. Yes, Deepti Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. What's your question? You can't unmute? Deepti Mataji.
Yes, I'm able to unmute now.
Yes.
Mataji, same question again. Now in this chapter, you mentioned that Krishna is the creator of everything, like all living beings. So my question is, like, when Krishna knew that once he creates living beings, all these sinful activities are bound to happen. So I mean, what was the intention behind this
Creation?
Yes.
Yeah, so actually what happened, we forced the Lord to create us, create this material world. What happened? See, why is this jail department, the prison department is there? Why is the government forced to make a jail department? Does a prison department needed in every state or every country, every place? No. If all the citizens are abiding the rules of the law and of the government, if no crime happens, there's no need of the jail department. But we forced the government to create a jail because we did some sin and we forced the government to create a jail. We forced, right? We in the sense, the human beings. Similarly, we did some sin and we forced the Lord to create a material world because we wanted to enjoy without him. So that's the sin which we feel, which we did. We forgot him. We wanted to enjoy our life without the Lord. So Krishna created a material world where we can enjoy ourselves, gave us some minute independence and sent us to this material world. So the whole creation happens because of our desire. because of the desire. We'll see in the 15th chapter that this material world is like an inverted banyan tree. Urdamula matashagam. Okay, it is said like an inverted banyan tree and it is situated on desires. So because of desires, because we force the Lord, this material world is created. Okay, yes, Urmila Mataji, have a question?
I just want, can you please explain the 4 mistakes, like we are all in illusion, sense mistake?
Yeah, so we commit mistake. That is clear, Namataji, like all of us. I mean, if you don't, I mean, even at least in young age, we do commit mistakes because we don't know what is right, what is wrong, and we do commit mistakes. So that is okay, explain. And propensity to cheat others means as we grow, as we, go behind money and all, we try to, I mean, I'm talking in general, that not for everyone, but still some get so greedy about money that we want to, even at workplace or wherever it is, we have this propensity to cheat others. We're not completely clear and pious. Sometimes in some situations, life gives us some opportunity where we try to cheat others. And we have defective senses. Our senses are not perfect. Like a dog can hear even a small sound at night, but then when we are deep asleep, we don't even hear what's happening around sometimes. So the defects, the senses are defective, eyes, ears, all that. Okay, when compared to other animals. Then we also have, we are illusion. We are put in Maya. Like we forget our real position. Why did we come to this material world? Where we should go, and what is our goal in life? So we are illusioned. So these are the 4 defects which the human beings have, but we can correct it. We can try to overcome it. Yes, Mataji.
And one more thing, it is of last knowledge, Adi Bhautik and all that is very confusing to me. Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik, 3 types of
miseries. Yeah, so Adi, just understand like this. Okay, Adi Atmik means to something related to us. Adi Atmik means the miseries coming from your body and mind. Okay, like you have fever, you have joint pains, and your mind is not in peace. That is Adhyatmik. Adi Devik means, just imagine Devadas. Like that is, they just, there's these flood and excess rain or drought or some earthquake. Adi Devik. And Adi Baudik means other living entities are creating problems to you, like animals or some thief or anything. So these are the 3 miseries which we have. Okay. Hare Krishna. So the 4 defects are, we commit mistakes, we are illusioned, we have the propensity to cheat others, and we have defective senses. The 4 problems are birth, death, old age, disease. Don't get confused between the problems and defects we have. Yes, Giridral Prabhu.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Last three classes I couldn't attend because of Krishna Janmashtami. Can I answer all the quiz programs together?
Yes. You can.
Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. You just read the book, Prabhu, and answer the quizzes. No problem. Or you can even see the recordings. But we didn't have class for last 2-3 days because of Janmashtami in our temple also. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna Mandal. Prabhu. Yeah. Sorry. Can you unmute? Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
How can I know that I'm in the way of Bhakti Marg?
Now you started. You're already in the Bhakti Marg. Otherwise, how will you come for this Bhagavad Gita class? No. So we are in the Bhakti Marg. Only thing is, are you chanting? Are you chanting?
Yes, Mataji,
okay.
1 time.
Yeah. So when we have jaundice, no, what is the medicine we give for jaundice? It's sugar candy. Okay, some sugars, things. But when you have jaundice, you won't get the sugar taste. You feel it's very sour. But how will you know your jaundice is cured? Every day you have sugar candy. One day you start getting the sweetness. Then you will understand, oh, my jaundice is cured. Now, similarly, you keep chanting every day, 1 round, you keep chanting. One point you will realize that some kind of happiness you feel, which you're not getting, you didn't get it till now in your life. Like when you chant, you feel some kind of happiness which you can't express to others. you feel kind of very relaxed and peaceful, and you feel life is so you have a different concept about life. I mean, till now you were behind all material things and you were comparing your life with others, but now you become calm and you feel very happy and relaxed. That's when your spiritual life is starting. So definitely Krishna will guide us. Pankaj Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Just want to know the meaning of Gunakesha. You said one who overcome of sleep and
ignorance. Yeah. So
okay. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So that is Arjuna's another name. So Arjuna have so many names, right? Dhananjaya, Gunakesha, Artha. Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining. Harshali Mataji, thank you. So all of you, please do the quizzes. Once you do 18 days quiz, then you'll get this automatically, you get a certificate. And then please chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I request all of you to do it. And tomorrow's Ekadashi, if you can, please do fasting from grains and cereals. If then it would be good. Harshali Mataji, can you share the things about Ekadashi in the group so that they know what to do, what not to do? And those who have not started chanting till now, tomorrow is the best day to start chanting. Okay, so because it's Ekadashi, so keep chanting, and definitely Krishna will bless you all. Because as Prabhu asked, how will we know we are in spiritual life? It's time for us to go back. Might be not in this life, but yes, only Krishna knows what is our next life, what is our next life and all. But then definitely our path to liberation have started. At least we have purchased the ticket. It's with us. Now when we are going to reach, it depends on our sincerity. It depends on the mercy of the Lord. And there's something called Kripa Siddha, Sadhana Siddha. Sadhana means we are doing our sadhana, means devotional life. We start chanting, we study Shastras, and we slowly progress. But even Krishna sees the bhav with which you are advancing or with which you do bhakti. If Krishna feels that mercy, then Krishna will definitely take you back. That's called Kripa Siddha. So that's just mercy you need. You need a guru before that. Now, all of you keep chanting. That's my only request. Even if you forget Bhagavad Gita, still you should not forget chanting. So every day, try to take 10 minutes of your life, before going to sleep or any early morning or whenever you're free. Please chant one round, 108 times. This is my only request. Please do it. And then you see how life changes. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. Tomorrow we'll see the universal form of the Lord. Very nice chapter. Okay, we'll see it 7 o'clock. Vanchakalpatarupasya kripa sindhube evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo Gaudiya Vaishnava ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad Gita ki jai.